Hello, my name is Sergio Bellotti here in Winchester, Massachusetts. I'm actually originally from Italy, but I moved in the Boston area in 1995. I'm 42 years old, and I've been here since 1995 again, so that's 15 years worth of being in Boston. I also own a drum shop. We are at the drum shop as we film, and so as far as equipment, I just like to try out new stuff, old stuff that might come in. I have some industry relations, pretty strong industry relations with Vic Firth. They have been there since day one for me, so I use their sticks. Remo drum heads. I'm also with Thai drums, and I have my own signature snare drum. This one is made in Italy by Vibe Drum. Check it out, vibedrum.com, and that's my signature model right there.
So Sergio, who are some of your influences and your top 3 drummers?
My influences when it comes to drumming are probably too many to list, and they keep changing. That's the other thing. I would say that Omar Hakim, Stuart Copeland, and Dennis Chambers are my all-time favorites. There's a new up-and-coming drummer who made my top list. His name is Bonnie Bonaparte. He plays with Spyrogyra. Check him out.
So who have you played with and who do you currently play with?
Since I came to the US in '95, I've been very fortunate. Shared stage and recording studio with many artists. I'll name a few that you may know. I did one album with Mike Stern. That was in 1999. There's a new one coming out, also with Mike Stern on guitar. That's my project, Spajazzy. I've also performed with Robin Ford, Bob James with his band, which had Nathan East on bass and Tom Scott on saxophone. And I've done some cool drum duets, which I'm very proud of. I went to Europe with Bernard Purdy, so we shared stage and played together. And I've also done a 7 days jazz cruise where I shared the stage with Harvey Mason. So we had 2 drum sets and we got to play together. So I've been very blessed, and not to mention the local scene. I mean, Boston is the hub of many great musicians. Every Tuesday night I'm at Slade's, and there are countless people coming in every week. So it's a fortune to be here and to play and be part of the community.
Where in Boston did you get started?
I got started at Berklee College of Music, probably like many. Just made it to the airport. It was a cold January. Both myself and the cab driver didn't speak any English, and we got lost. He took me to the hostel, and that was across the street from Berklee, and bought a drum set it up in the practice room, went to class, still spoke little English, and that's how I got started in Boston, playing the drums.
What about Boston do you think produces some of the best drummers?
I think Boston is a very interesting city when it comes to drumming, probably for 3 reasons. The first reason being that it is in the United States, and the multicultural aspect of being in this country, which sometimes we take for granted, but that's actually what produces the great drumming that we have, is the fact that so many different cultures came here, and therefore all these rhythms merged together. That's number 1. Number 2, undeniable, Berklee College of Music, which is where I teach, by the way. And again, it's an international school, and it's a tough school. So every year we have new drummers coming out that just have so much to offer between their background and the education. And the third reason, I think, is the fact that the legacy with the past. I mean, Boston is the hometown of Tony Williams, Roy Haynes, and Terry Lynn Carrington, Mike Mangini. Please, so many great drummers are from Boston.
So what does the future hold for Sergio Bellotti?
Well, it's noon now, so the very near immediate future will be a good sandwich. But jokes aside, really, I take one day at a time. I've been recording a lot lately, and usually that means that a year from now there will be some CDs coming out. So I'm looking forward to hear the final result. As far as live performances, I'm going to Europe again 4 times this year for both clinics and concerts. I try to stay active as much as I can, and I love it. Whatever comes my way, I'll take it.
So what advice would you give to the drummers that are coming up now?
The advice that I would give to drummers coming up is really to get out of the cage, the drum cage, and start to really think about the music itself as a big picture, which means listen as much as possible to music, not just recording with drummers. Don't focus on the drum part, but maybe try to understand why those drummers played what they played in regards to the music, and play along to music, live music. You know, recordings, great recordings, jam, go out and jam with people as much as you can. You know, the play along -1 thing is not really going to do it for you. Hours alone with the metronome in the practice room, it's also not going to do it for you. Music is a conversation, so you need to speak to people and listen. You know, don't be talking to people without making sure you understood what they told you in the first place, what they said to you. And then try to come up with an answer. It's a long-term process, but you got to do it.